Hey students, I'm going to go over some fix-its here since we weren't able to get to it in class. So we are going to do weeks 5 and 6 this week to kind of catch up to where I want us to be. So let's begin with week 5, day 1. It says, indeed, years of indulgence had the unsurprising effect of hopelessly spoiling Dorinda. She recalled a time in her childhood, however, when her charge had seemed a lovable, tractable, and contented child. All right, let's start first with capitalization. We need indeed, the first word of the sentence needs to be capitalized. I will mention we do not need to indent it here. It's a continuation. Dorinda needs to be capitalized since it's a proper noun. It's the name of a person. And let's look to see now what punctuation we need. So we need a comma after indeed. Since it's a transitional word, it helps to have a comma there. We need to have a period after Dorinda. So that means that the word she needs to be capitalized. And here's another transitional word, however, so we need to put a comma before that transitional word and after the transitional word. And then toward the end of the sentence here, we have a list. We have lovable, tractable, and contented. We need a comma here after lovable, and we need that Oxford comma here before the word and. And then at the end of the sentence, we need a period. Now, as I read this sentence, I see a couple things that are wrong. I see some pronouns. I see she and her. Okay, I think that's a bit confusing as far as who we're talking about here. So if you're not sure, if the pronoun is not following the proper noun, if it's not close enough, or if there's a couple people that it could be, you need to clarify that. So instead of saying she, this is actually she. This is not referring to Dorinda. So we need to say the name, and it should be Lady Constance. And that goes here. So it should be Lady Constance recalled a time in her childhood. Is that Lady Constance's childhood? No, it's Dorinda's childhood. So this her should be Dorinda's, and it would be a possessive, so it would be apostrophe S. And up here, instead of this she, it should be Lady Constance. Okay, we are going to move on to day 2 so that this doesn't get too long. Day 2 says, she used to bring pictures that she had drawn to Lady Constance, and she had cuddled in her lap in the evenings. Sadly, when Dorinda's mother was alive, no expense had been spared to gratify the princesses. So first, let's go ahead and talk about indentation. This first part does not need to be indented because it's a continuation of the sentence before. However, at sadly, we need to indent because it's switching to the topic of what spoiled her in the first place. So it is switching topics. So sadly, we need to indent. Let's talk about capitalization problems. So we need the first word of the sentence to be capitalized. She needs to be capitalized. And then down here, sadly, that needs to be capitalized. And then actually back up here, Lady and Constance need to be capitalized. And then Dorinda needs to be capitalized. Pretty sure that's all the capitalizations. Then what spelling here? We have 3 choices. It would just be T-O, and it would be used to. So this should be U-S-E-D, and then to, bring pictures. And then here for this spelling, it would also be just T-O. And we need to have a comma before this and, because it's joining 2 independent clauses. So comma before and. And then after sadly, we have the ly opener. We need a comma there. Sadly, comma, when Dorinda's mother, and by the way, We need an apostrophe at Dorinda's because it's possessive. It's her mother. So Dorinda's needs an apostrophe. We need an excuse. I saw expense and I was thinking excuse. We need a comma after alive. And then the spelling here would be just T-O again. And princesses, this should not be possessive. No apostrophe S. Instead, it should be S-S-E-S. Just plural, not possessive. And then we need a period at the end. All right, let's go to day 3. No prodigality was too great. Cinderella's castle became their playground, and they each enjoyed their own set of the American Girl dolls with complete wardrobes and assorted furniture. Okay, let's look at first no indentation. It's a continuation of the princesses here. So what about capitalization? Well, capitalization, the first word needs to be capitalized, of course. And Cinderella's needs to be capitalized because it's a new sentence. And then American Girl needs to be capitalized because it's a name brand of dolls. So now let's look at spelling and punctuation. So too great. So that should be T-O-O. Okay, more great. It's the one that means more. Okay. And then we need an apostrophe S here because this is possessive. It's Cinderella's castle. Okay, apostrophe S. And then became their playground. It's a person. It's the Cinderellas, so it's spelled T-H-E-I-R. And there needs to be a comma. Cinderella's castle became their playground, comma, and because it's a compound sentence, they enjoyed, and then it would be the person there, T-H-E-I-R, own set of American Girl dolls, no comma, with complete wardrobes, no comma, and assorted furniture, period. Now, I would like you to do day 4 on your own, so do your best to catch all of those fixes in there. And so this is day 5. I'm going to stop the video here on day 5 and then on week 5, and then I will make a separate video for week 6. So anyway, it's Friday. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you in class on Wednesday.